What is sorry, I'm still battling some flu, whatever the heck it is. This is the flu game episode 20. It's me and CK. Danny's I don't know where Danny is. Tom's taking his vacation after I took my vacation. So yeah, how's everyone doing? Let's go, Lakers. I was at that game in TD Garden on Thursday. Beautiful, beautiful atmosphere. You might have chanted a little bit of "Let's go Lakers." All the Celtics fans were leaving and went na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Just doing that in the TD Garden was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. That's all I have to say there, man. That was beautiful. That was great. What's up, Nick? How you been, CK?
Good, man. Also battling a little bit of illness, not the flu, nothing like that. I got some mild shit, but it was cool, man. I felt bad for you at first because we heard that LeBron and AD were out, and I know that was a big reason you went. You wanted to go see them play, or at least LeBron. And
Yeah.
on top of that, they get ruled out against a fully healthy, Celtics. You're thinking like, oh, they're gonna get blown out, but they pulled through for you, man. Made it worth it. It sounds like you guys had a really good trip. So
Alex Reeves.
that's what's up.
Yeah. Austin Reeves is him. That's all I gotta say. 30 points. That dude is a magician. And I also checked out the Basketball Hall of Fame. If you've never been to the Basketball Hall of Fame, you definitely gotta check it out. They have a whole entire Kobe memorial there, and it's actually sponsored by Panini. They have like all the times he was on a box over there. They have like a bunch of his cards, like game used cards, signed cards, a bunch of sick memorabilia over there. So yeah, no, that was definitely an awesome experience for sure.
Yeah, and you gotta. I know Reeves was definitely he balled out, but also D'Lo, who's
You almost had a triple double, bro. You almost
he
had a triple
did
double.
did he balled out too. In a tough matchup, good defensive team. Shout out to him too.
So it's just popular around personally. The transitional defense was not there, or just taking advantage of them. Also, Jalen Brown scored like 8 points or something. So Brown scoring 8 points. You're not doing good. They're not doing
Yeah,
good. All
that
right.
helps.
Enough of shitting on the Celtics. We're going to go on to topic number one for the week. Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy have interviews during the media week for the Super Bowl week, and they fielded some questions. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because what the reporters asked them. Chris, roll the tape.
That's
In terms of the sports card collecting community, you went from Mr. Irrelevant to one of the hottest rookies in the 2022 product. Is it surreal for you to see yourself in football cards and have your cards go for so much?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Growing up, I would collect cards and stuff, and I think I still have my card collection at my parents' house. But and then obviously to see yourself, you open up packages and you can find your card there. I think it's pretty cool. And obviously some family friends have sent some stuff over for me to sign for them, like saying, "Hey, we opened up a pack and your card was in there." So all those kinds of things. It's been so surreal.
Any plans on like keeping your own rookie cards one day to give to your kids?
I think so. Yeah, my dad played baseball, and we still have some of his cards, and I think it's so cool as a kid growing up. We're like, "Dad, this is you!" Like, so I'll definitely try to keep some of my cards to give to my kids.
In terms of the sports card collecting community,
and there you have it.
There you have it. Did you only put the pretty one?
That was the Purdy. We're gonna show right into the Mahomes.
Yeah, we'll just show her into the Mahomes too. Talk
Let's
about
do
both.
it. Do it.
if you want rookie cards sell for around $4 million, do you collect any of your own rookie cards?
I wish I had the $4 million ones, but no, I do collect some of the cards. I'm not like collecting the one of ones or the one of tens or whatever they are, but if I can get my hands on some, I'll definitely grab them and try to keep up with them. I've always kept cards, even when I was young, baseball cards and stuff like that. So it definitely is cool to be on one.
If you want rookie
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I definitely love the yeah. I definitely love the self-awareness, especially from Mahomes saying like, yeah, I wish I had my $4 million rookie card. I mean, shit, I don't blame him. That might give him a little bit of fire to play a little bit better in the Super Bowl. even though we don't need it. But I mean, still,
Yeah, man. It's always cool to hear guys talk about that stuff when you're like in the hobby. You know, it's always a cool thing. I thought Purdy's was a pretty good story. You know, because I mean we know
his
in the
dad.
early sets his stuff wasn't even in anything good. Like there's like so many products like what immaculate, impeccable, right? He wasn't in any of those. So it's like,
Wasn't immaculate. And yeah, no, because they were hyping up. It's like, oh yeah, Natural Treasures is like was his big card.
yeah. And so a couple things about Purdy that I think are cool is because his cards are so short printed in general, because they didn't expect him to be what he was. Um, Not only do his rookie cards become that much more valuable and more rare, but now, like this year, right? Assuming he has things in impeccable, maybe he has an order. We haven't seen the checklist yet, but impeccable's coming out soon. We might have a chance to get Purdy in there. And even though it's his second year, it's his first year in that product, which still makes it unique and cool. So from Purdy's perspective, I thought that was pretty cool. As far as Mahomes, I'm a big Mahomes fan, man. Like not literally, I'm a Jet fan, but I have always rooted for Mahomes, man. His dad played for the Mets. He's always rocking Mets jerseys. I'm a big Met fan, so between that, watching him at Texas Tech, and just watching him from the day he started, and was just like, damn, this dude is good. I always root for Mahomes. I don't care about the Taylor Swift stuff. And I know people are sick of it. It really doesn't bother me one way or another. I don't think we need to see it. I don't think it doesn't bother me that it's there. Because at the end of the day, I just care about football. I think Kelsey's that dude. Really like the podcast they're doing. And I think Mahomes, man. And this is the second dude. Mahomes also now and talking about his cards after Kelsey already talked about his rookie cards. So it's just a pretty cool thing for the hobby in general.
Yeah.
And shout out to, I think was it DA that did these videos?
No, it's Fanatics Live. I think it was Fanatics Live.
Oh, it was Fanatics Live. Okay. I think the first
Yeah.
video was, I guess DA must
I'm
have
not-
got their hands on it or something.
I
But
believe so. Yeah.
shout out to whoever made the video, because stuff like this is cool, and stuff like this will definitely help the hobby, man.
100%. Also, I heard you say, Mahomes' dad was a Jets fan. Do you think that
No.
Mahomes'
He
dad?
played for the Mets.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I meant. Mahomes' dad was a Met. Like he played for the Mets.
Or
Do you think
actually,
him
he
playing
was
for?
in the front office, I think. I was getting confused.
No, I'm pretty sure Mahomes' dad played for the Mets.
You're right.
Pretty sure his
'cause he
dad
has
played
the
for the Mets.
jersey. You know
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm
but
thinking
what
of? I'm
I'm
thinking of
at-
Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's
Oh yeah.
pops is in the front office. Yeah.
No, but here's where I'm getting at with it. Do you think that Mahomes' dad, him playing for the Mets, that's the reason why he got so many goddamn DUIs?
I mean, the Mets had a reputation. I mean, every team in baseball was crazy back then, man. Like in the '80s and shit,
No, I
baseball
know.
was crazy.
Oh, I know, bro.
Like steroids was the least of their problems in the '80s. They, like, they had like, real deal Holyfield shit.
Dude, yeah, mascots giving out cocaine like crazy shit. Yeah, no, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right, on to topic number 2. The 1-1 LeBron, Bronny James dual auto has finally been pulled in a card shop in Illinois. We're going to roll the clip. This guy, shout out to him for bringing the energy in this video.
Hey guys, it's Steve from Jim and Steve Sports Cards in Waukegan, Illinois. I come to you this morning with some news. Not sure if you heard. It's been pulled! The LeBron James Bronny 1-of-1 Superfractor by Topps has been pulled at Jim and Steve Sports Cards in Waukegan, Illinois. 42 years in the making. This is one of the greatest cards ever pulled at our shop.
Good for him, man. I'm not a hater.
That's what I'm
Ready for
saying.
him.
Nah, I'm definitely not a hater. The only thing I guess I could hate on is him saying this is one of the biggest hits he's ever had. So either A, I'm curious to what a bigger hit is than that. And if you can show it, props to you. But I mean, I don't know. I can't think of a bigger hit for an LCS to hit than that. That's just a crazy ass card in general. Glad to see it went to an LCS, not a breaker. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. I would love, but I look at it like when people pull something nice, the only people that I wish would have pulled it ahead of them would be us. But if it's not us, then I'm happy for whoever did it, because And when people get moments like those, card shops, all that kind of stuff, it's stuff that you wait for, man. Even for us, we've had some nice hits, but we're always looking for that next big boom that's gonna, elevate our status in the hobby as a company and as a breaking group. So, yeah, shout out to him, man. I like the beginning too. Tried to act like it's just a planned video, and then he popped with some energy, looking like straight out of '70s with his haircut and his glasses. Like, good for him, man.
Yeah, for real. That's great. All right, so on to topic number 3. Topps just announced that the mystery redemptions that were in the 2023 Topps Chrome MLS are for on-card autos of Lionel Messi. Topps was teasing Messi on-card autos on future products like Topps Finest. These redemptions were for going as little as $355 recently. Like, if you got one of these redemptions for $355 and you got yourself a Lionel Messi auto, that's insane. Props to you. That's probably the GOAT of soccer. I don't watch soccer, but I know that he's probably the GOAT. Or
I mean,
up there at least.
You always know because, like, people who don't follow basketball, right? They know who LeBron James is. They know who Luka Doncic is nowadays. Like, so as people like us who don't really follow soccer, if we've heard of you, you're good. You know what I mean? So,
For real.
yeah, shout out to whoever hit this, man. That Lionel Messi, I know I've been hearing about him since I've even first heard about soccer. So that's awesome.
Literally. Yeah, no, for sure. And topic number 4, which in my opinion, I think is the most, in my opinion, interesting topic of the day. It's probably the most interesting topic of the day. The 2024 Topps flagship Fanatics exclusive blaster boxes, which you can only get off of Fanatics, will have redemption cards for signed baseballs and other memorabilia. And the picture Topps has shown it was for a signed baseball of Adley Rutschman. Honestly, if this is going to be Topps like go around for redemptions and just throwing in memorabilia like baseballs and when they get the football license like jerseys and footballs and basketballs and all shit like that, and now even UFC gloves, if this is their way around redemptions, they show you a picture of what you're getting as opposed to a different card. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome.
It makes a lot of sense for them. I mean, they have all this stuff, right? Before they got into the cards, they were already doing the signed helmets for football. They were already doing memorabilia. And it helps. And you mean to tell me you can hit one of these out of a blaster? It definitely makes the product more desirable, makes people feel like they can get something. We know baseball retail in general has never really been a huge chase for people. But even when the boom was going on and it was hard to get your hands on basketball or football stuff, baseball was a little bit easier to get your hands on, a little bit cheaper, even in the aftermarket. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. Anything that'll get people more involved. Like me personally, I'd be more inclined to want to sell it because one of the reasons I like cards is because they don't take up a ton of space. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's people out there who would want to buy it. So I feel like it's pretty liquid. And if I hit it and was excited but didn't actually want it, I feel like I'd be able to move it. So, I do hope that like they do something like, for instance, if you hit an Adley out of a box that was Adley's rookie year, it'd be cool if they can either have him write rookie on the ball or certify stamp on the ball, like specify that it came from this in some way and that it came from his rookie, rookie year products or something. Other than that, though, big win for the hobby overall. It's just cool. It's like, why not? If you can do it, do it.
Big dubs, big W's, big W's. All right, and this next topic happened actually when I was in Boston, and I couldn't add it to the podcast. The Brock Purdy 101 flawless autograph was pulled. It is arguably probably his biggest card, if not the biggest card. This card was pulled on David Adams by Troy LeCastro. My apologies if I got that name wrong. But yeah, we also have a video here. Shout out to Eric Whiteback on Twitter for the video. Shout out to David Adams for pulling the card. But yeah, no, this card's absolutely insane, bro. There's really no other ways about it. Especially if the 49ers win the Super Bowl. This card's going to be up in value, boy.
Yeah, buddy, we'll play the video.
Yeah, we'll play a video.
Second case of flawless of the day. Her and Suncoast Mike. This is crazy. One of one, Brock Purdy. One of one, Brock Purdy. Auto. Oh my God. Him. Let's go. Woo! Ah! Oh my God.
Yeah, Chris, I know he went a little bit crazy there, and I know we don't really go crazy, but I think if you pulled a card like that, I think you'd be flipping out a little bit too.
You know what's funny? It's like the reactions are always great to watch. It's like some of these more animated people. Obviously, I'm not the most animated when I open. I'm more of a shoot the shit, say dumb shit as I go. But
Yeah.
I think the funniest part of these reactions are the beginning parts where they think they might have something, but they don't know yet. Like you see the faces, like he's looking at somebody like, like to me, those are almost funnier than the actual reactions. But shout out to Purdy on all the hype, incredible timing. Shout out to DA too, man. We've always had a good relationship with them, so shout out to them for pulling it. Nice to see, a company that you do have somewhat of a friendly relationship with get something good. So that was pretty sick, man.
For sure. All right, on to the next topic. Shout out to Slap Stocks for this information. It seems like the hype on Bowman Brady has already died down. The gold auto out of 50 in a PSA 10 on December 31st sold for 45.6K, if you guys remember. Same card just did 19,800 on February 4th. So, Chris, you're right on the long-term value, at least.
Yeah.
You were right. You were dead on the money, actually, there.
Yeah. I was a little concerned, and it's funny, man, but I think that whole when people realized it wasn't a real picture thing, that was a thing on Twitter or X or whatever for a little while. I think that did some damage, or at least like was everybody's conclusion because like this was super hyped up since last year, and then it came and it was after like a week, it just kind of like, even for us, man, like we didn't get nearly as many people interested in Bowman as I was hoping. And granted, we've been struggling a little bit with baseball. If you play baseball, come to the Card Breaker Nation. Let's get these breaks filled. We still got Monster Fire breaks, but we need some people to come get these breaks.
And Card Breaker hit parades. We got hit parade baseball, which not a lot of people do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
do. But I mean, who knows? Maybe within like 5 years, maybe one of these bad boys will be in one. Great. But I mean, yeah, it's like one of those things where like you don't want to be, but you are. So you take two U's, you stick them together, and what do you got?
W. All right. So for the next topic, this was breaking news actually right before I got on. I added it right into the show because we had to talk about this. This comes directly from Ryan Hoge, the president of PSA. So I'm going to read the tweet and then we'll show the pictures while we scroll down. I wanted to share some changes that PSA Card will be making to the labels on encapsulated items that have only been submitted for autograph authentication. We know that while many customers like the uniformity of having all their PSA encapsulated cards and collectibles with the recognizable red label, there are instances where folks might know what they are acting on. To introduce a new blue label for all collectibles PSA encapsulates where the autograph. These labels will feature all of the security measures that are currently employed in our red labels today. We are still finalizing the exact text that will be displayed on these new labels, but an example of what this might look like for an autograph card with a numeric grade and one with an authentic only are below. So essentially, if you are getting a card that is authenticated with an autograph, still, this does not matter. It's still going to be red. If you have a card, let's just say from the 1980s of Dan Marino that you got when you were a little kid and you want to just, grade the auto or authenticate the auto, If you do it in the next coming months, it's going to come back as a blue label. That's it. And honestly, I like the difference because there probably have been so many people that have been burned on eBay looking to buy cards that are like, oh crap, this is a PSA 10 and it's an auto. But then they realize it's only a PSA 10 auto and not a PSA 10 card, realizing that that card's not going to have as much value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I like the clean look, and they're still giving you a clean look. I think that I mean we've seen blue slabs before from them. It's not like anything too crazy, but it's good to have a little bit of differentiation, like you said. Nowadays, these like people that do the fraud stuff are getting pretty good, and with more and more people coming into the hobby, there's more and more people that can be taken advantage of. So anything a company
Mm-hmm.
like PSA can do, kind of help. I mean, you're never gonna stop it, but at least help and kind of slow that down a little bit. You're gonna make a better experience in general for everyone, and that's what over here. Our business is obviously a part of the hobby, and so we care very much about the hobby itself. So I'm good with it.
Agreed. Yeah, Nick said it's a good idea. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic idea. But speaking of things that I personally don't think are fantastic ideas, which is a good segue to our next topic, the 23-24 Prism release for basketball compared to last year's. So this last year's had 52 parallels. Guess how many parallels it has this year, Chris?
How many?
63. That's a 21% growth in parallels. Come on, guys. Panini, what are we doing? Why do we have 63 parallels of one card? I think it should be 30 to 40. 40 is the max. 63 is absurd, man.
Yeah, this is one of those instances where like I wish I could speak to someone at Panini just to ask, because like there's two possible reasons, and maybe it's both on why they would do this. Number one, the most sought after player in your rookie class doesn't have an auto. So by adding more parallels, you're adding more ways people can get access to his card, a reason to print more of his rookie cards to give people, I guess, more of a shot to have what they want out of the product. Um, and then number two, just in general, not even for Wembanyama, but for everyone, just to feel like they're hitting, because their baseball product was what at the during like the peak bubble, it was you couldn't find it. It was just through the roof, and it has crashed. Like you can go and find basketball blasters anywhere at this point. So I think that maybe they're just trying to make it more desirable, because one thing with basketball, the hits are tough. Like not every team has a player that you would really want a card of. In football, almost every team has some kind of player that you would take an auto from, whatever. Basketball doesn't always seem that's the case. Sometimes you open a basketball product and you feel like, damn, man, I didn't get nothing. And part of that is their fault, doing Prism autos, only having one auto, whereas in football you get two in the hobby boxes, little things like that. But I feel like maybe this is their workaround for basketball in general. You know what I mean? But I'm with you, though. I don't like printing more. Like, that doesn't help the hobby. You know what I mean? Like, it may help affordability in the long run if there's more product, but overall, I think what helps the hobby is cards holding value. And anytime you create more, instead of less, you're going to lower the price. but I agree. I think 60 something parallels is a little excessive.
Very excessive. Very excessive. All right. And on to our main topic of the day. Since today was the trade deadline for the NBA, and there's a couple of big trades, we decided let's go through, I have a list of all the trades, but we're going to go through some of the trades, give us our thoughts about them. If you want to pull up the article.
Yes, sir.
Nick said, I miss the old school days. Base card, gold, black, gold, two parallels. That's it. Exactly. It's just so much shit now. All right, on the first trade here, Corey Joseph to the Pacers, which was Pacers get Corey Joseph, Warriors got second round pick. And I already know they already weighed Corey Joseph, so that's a nothing bomb. That's nobody. That's a nobody. And then you have the Kings. Kings get Robin Lopez. Bucks get cash. Robin Lopez got waived. And then you got Doug McDermott to the Pacers, which was The Pacers got Doug McDermott. Spurs got Marcus Morris Sr., second round pick cash. Solid for the Indiana Pacers while they're trying to make some noise in the Eastern Conference. Patrick Beverley to the Bucks for campaign and his second round pick. I don't agree with that one. I don't think Philly should have. I don't think Philly should have traded Patrick Beverley. He's been pretty solid for them. He's been that grit on that defense. So I don't like that one.
That definitely
Another one I
feels
saw
like
that got a
sell
lot of
move
talks
to me,
was
right? Like, so the Bucks got
yeah,
Dame, but they lost Drew Holiday. Massive offensive upgrade, but huge defensive downgrade. Like Dame's defense compared to Drew Holiday, not even close. Drew Holiday is one of the best wing defenders in the league, guard defenders, whatever. Patrick Beverley,
yeah.
one of the best defenders in the league. So what they do? They're trying to replace a little bit. They realize, and this is Doc Rivers over there. You know what I mean? Let's remember, Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers is 1-4 as a coach.
Yeah, and I
don't
think
know
he
what-
attributes
it's-
part of that to not having any defense. Milwaukee's been known for defense for a few years, right? Between Giannis, Middleton's a pretty good defender, and then Drew Holiday, elite guard defender. So I think this was like the Pat Bev move was them trying to change that. You know, you play him off the ball, use him for defense, whatever it is, you know, and you're good to go. But I think that for the Sixers, I kind of feel like they're getting a little realistic on the season. Embiid had a meniscus tear, and I think without Embiid, they're in trouble. And this kind of seems like a little bit of a seller's move here. You know what I mean? I'm be honest. You got a second round pick and you got campaign. Yeah, offense isn't really. I mean, I guess you can
Campaign's
help
ass.
offensively, but yeah, I'm with you. I think the Bucks made
Shout
out
out to
all right
Colin.
on
What's
this
up,
one.
brother? Yeah, then another one I saw a lot of people talk about was this Royce O'Neal trade. Don't even know why. Royce O'Neal's on an expire, and he's not like the best player ever, but Suns got Royce O'Neal, David Roddy. Nets got Keita, Bates Diop, Jordan Goodwin, 3 second-round picks. And then the Grizzlies got Yuta Watanabe and a pick swap. Don't know who they got a pick swap with, but I don't know. The Clippers are playing so good in the West. I don't think that trade like elevates them too crazy. Damn, they kicked you off. That's crazy. For that comment. And then another trade I saw people talking about PJ Washington to the Mavericks. Mavericks got PJ Washington. Hornets got Grant Williams, Steph Curry, and a first-round pick. It's an all right trade for Dallas. I like PJ Washington. He's a dog. So
Yeah, I think PJ helps them at a position. He can play the 5, but he's really a 4. And that's a place that they've been getting destroyed by power forwards all season. You know, Grant Williams a little undersized for the positions. They were playing him there a lot. So I think PJ helps, gives him a little bit more size down there. When they wanted size before, it was like Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber. It's just not great. So I think PJ gives you like a true 4 there. I'm cool with it. They didn't really give up much. I mean, Seth Curry was barely playing. Grant Williams was barely doing anything. So, I mean, I guess the first round pick sucks. I wouldn't want to let that go.
yeah.
But I guess they value him.
Yeah, and then the next trade's Spencer Dinwiddie to the Raptors, which was Spencer Dinwiddie for Schroeder and Thaddeus Young to the Nets. I don't know what the hell the Nets are doing. I guess they didn't even really get assets. They got Schroeder and Thaddeus Young, or they do. I don't know. But yeah, the Raptors, it looks like they're just clearing money off their books. They're rolling with the young core because Dinwiddie is going to get waived. I'm hoping the Lakers are going to be a buyout candidate for Spencer Dinwiddie. I would definitely like Dinwiddie on our team. That would be nice. But the big, we have 2 big. You know what? Yeah, we have a couple of big trades here too. We'll talk about your trade first. We're going to talk about your trade first. The New York Knicks receive Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks. And the Pistons receive Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, I don't even know how to say his last name, and 2 future second-round picks. Take the floor, Knicks fan.
I'm cool with it, man. Quentin Grimes, there have been reports that they wanted to move him for a while already. Alec Burks is a huge offensive upgrade compared to him. Burks has been here. He was here a couple years ago, and he did really well off the bench. He had some monster games. We got rid of quickly, so we kind of were missing that force. I do love Deuce McBride, but he's not as much of a scorer. He's a true point guard. So to bring him off the bench as the 6th man when you got Brunson out there, it could be tough. But I think Burks, maybe defensively, might be a little more reliability. I don't want to fully commit to that comment. I got to check into the numbers a little bit, but offensively, that's a huge shot. This was a big move offensively in general, because what does Bojan do? He scores. That's what he does. So with Julius Randle being out for a while, instead of playing Precious Achua 40 minutes a game, now we got somebody else. We can stretch the floor a little bit with both of these players, and that's really what we lost. We got rid of RJ. We got rid of Quickly. And remember, OG just got surgery, so he's out for a few weeks. This is like a Band-Aid to help us bridge the gap until we get OG back, and then hopefully eventually Randall back. So I think it was a necessary move. They look good, but they're thin. They're banged up, missing 2 of their starters. So I'm good with it, man. Evan Fournier wasn't playing. Quentin Grimes, like I said, they were already soured on. Malachi Flynn, we really didn't have a role for him, really. And Ryan DiArchicono, I think that's how you say his name. The only downside to that one is he's part of that clique with Jalen Brunson, the Villanova crew. Like, I'm sure they were a little bummed to see their buddy go, but hey, it's business. Sometimes you got to stand on business. You know what I mean? And this was one of those things where,
yes, sir.
Got to do what you got to do. He wasn't playing. He was taking up space on the bench, so let's go. So I'm with it, man. I would have loved, I'm sure everybody would have loved to see DeJounte Murray or some of these bigger names, but sometimes just because a guy is good doesn't mean he's going to play well or mesh well with your team. So sometimes you need some of these other guys who are comfortable in whatever role it is they get, and they're just going to do their job. So I'm good with it.
You know what trade I'm good with? Gordon Hayward to the Thunder. Gordon Hayward for Trey Mann, Davis Bertans, Vasilij Micic, and some draft compensation. I like that a lot for OKC. I like that a lot.
Yeah, if he could stay healthy, that's huge.
Yeah. He can stay healthy. That's huge. Yeah, that poor man broke his goddamn ankle, and then he got sent to the Hornets. Well, he signed to the Hornets willing, but still, shit, playing for the Charlotte Hornets is like playing in like basketball purgatory. That shit sucks.
I mean, how many games has he played this year? I feel like he's been out forever.
I don't know.
I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, good for him. He went to a team.
Todd, I'm good, man.
He went to a team. He's obvious. That's obviously better. OKC's got some nice young players, man. So a guy like Gordon Hayward, even just some veteran presence, maybe. I'm good with it. You got rid of a bunch of dudes that you weren't playing anyway. So.
Yeah,
you know what I think was interesting is
the
Daniel Gafford trade. I thought that was kind of interesting. Because, I mean, Gafford is one of the worst defenders out there.
Yeah.
I guess he's a body. He's a big body, so that helps. But Rayshon Holmes is a little bit of a baller, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that was obviously the Wizards aren't competing for anything, but 2024 first-round pick. Wow. That was...
Yeah, but not to cut you off, he's played 25 games this year. And played 32 minutes, 46 from the field, 36 for 3, averaging about 15 points. Yeah, no, that's solid right there.
I'll take it.
Also,
he's been really close to coming back. He's been like questionable every day, so it's not like he's just out. He should be back soon.
Yeah. Another one that I like, Buddy Hield to the Sixers. They traded Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. I feel like they always wanted to trade Furkan Korkmaz, and they never did, and they finally got rid of Furkan Korkmaz. He's been there since the process.
It does
literally
feel like he's been there
since the
forever.
process.
I'm good with it. Another one, just role players, Buddy Hield. So like you got rid of Pat Bev. Pat Bev was playing off the ball. When Maxi's playing, Pat Bev is playing like the 2 guard. He's not really a good shooter. He's just a good defender. So now you got a Buddy Hield who wasn't really doing much on the Pacers, doesn't really fit in. One thing he can do is score. So on the one hand, it kind of seemed like, you're kind of selling. But on the other hand, they get a guy like Buddy Hield who I think, and they gave up 3 second-round picks. So it's not like this was like they did give up a little something for him. So that shows that the Sixers are just going to try a different route. They seem to believe they got to score more. That they sacrifice a little bit of defense for a little bit of offense. They want to score more. So I'm cool with it.
The question is when the hell are they going to get rid of Tobias Harris?
Bro, he's like their best player right now. You take away Joel Embiid, he's your best player.
Really?
Yeah, well, consistency, right? Because like
numbers like that.
Maxi's good, but he's just a scorer right now. He doesn't do a whole ton of distribution. He doesn't do a whole ton of anything else. He's a really good scorer. But right now, that's kind of all he does. Well, when he has Embiid, it's easier for him, right? Without Embiid,
Yeah,
he doesn't really have that guy that he can just like dish to confidently. Tobias does a little bit of everything. He gets rebounds, he does get assists, he can play defense a little bit. He's right now with Embiid out, he's their best, like he's the most reliable, I'd say, player they have.
agreed. Agreed. All right, so we're gonna go into our next topic. Then after that, our top five. Then we're gonna head on out of here. Todd, I know you said Niners this weekend, so I think you'll like this. I think you'll like this next topic for me. Instead of doing buy sell trade, because we've already went through everyone the NFL season of buy selling and trading. I figured I'm gonna do player props I like for the Super Bowl. These are all DraftKings odds, by the way. So for my first one, I like
What I
anytime
want you to do,
touchdown.
what I want you to do. Oh, never mind. If it's anytime touchdowns, forget it. Just keep going. I was gonna say if it's a yards thing, give me the line, and then ask me over and under, and then give me what you think after I tell you what I think. But if it's anytime touchdowns, just say it.
All right. So for anytime touchdown, Rashee Rice at plus 130. I like the value there. I think they're going to be covering up Travis Kelce a lot. Kelce probably does score one, but I think Rashee Rice still gets in there for one. Another one I like also is 2 touchdowns for CMC at plus 210. I feel like that's a little bit like plus 210. I feel like that should be like plus like 150 at this point. I feel like CMC is always usually good for 2 touchdowns a game, in my personal opinion. And then Pacheco over receiving yards. What do you think it's at?
Well, give me the line, and I'll give you if I think it's going over or under.
17 and a half.
17.5 receiving yards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over. I like the over on that.
I like the over there too. I got that at that's at minus 110.
I mean, he's their number 3 receiver. Realistically, Kelce, Rashee Rice, and then who? For real, it's him. It's like not even close. Maybe you could argue McKinnon, who I think is coming back, but dude hasn't played in how long? They're just gonna all of a sudden the Super Bowl's here. We're gonna throw it to you over Pacheco. What's that?
Sky Moore's coming back this game. Sky Moore's off the IR.
Even him though, he hasn't done shit all season. He's been out forever, and so you're just gonna now this young dude who's like his second year in the league. He's gonna come in healthy. You think he's healthy, and you're just gonna throw the ball to him? No, Pacheco is their number 3. He's been their number 3 all year behind Rice and Kelce.
Yeah, and then my last one that I like is any team to score 30 plus points at plus 110. I think it's gonna be a high scoring Super Bowl anyway. So
Yeah, it does seem like it, right? Like the Niners, we know their defense is not as good as maybe it's let on. The Niners have really gotten by with pressure on the quarterback. If they don't pressure the quarterback with their defensive line, their secondary is just not that good. And it's funny, if you look at the Jets' defense, although better, is very similar to that. They don't blitz. They just have a really good defensive front, and they send them out there. Where did Salah come from? The 49ers. So it seems like they tried to keep that same defensive identity where, like, we don't want to blitz. We just want our guys to get pressure, and then, our secondary has help. But their secondary is trash. So you got Mahomes, who's pretty good at evading pressure, doesn't get sacked very often, has a pretty good offensive line against a bad secondary. Yeah, I'm with you. And on the other side, the Chiefs' defense, like the biggest, like what they do really well is the slot coverage with McDuffie and then L'Jarius Sneed. Awesome. But even if you take away Sneed, they've been struggling against running backs. You got the best running back in the league, hands down, Christian McCaffrey. You still got Kittle you got to worry about. Then you got Debo and Ayuk. L'Jarius Sneed can only take one, and if they don't put the other in the slot, McDuffie ain't getting them. McDuffie will be wasted on Jawan Jennings. So systemically, whatever you want to call it, it does seem like a high-scoring game, in my opinion, Gilly. I think that's pretty sharp of you.
yeah, and you still got two dogs also on the Chiefs defense, and George Karlaftis and Chris Jones too. And
Yeah,
I feel like
good point.
that defense is going to be playing very hungry, especially Chris Jones, because let's face it, Chris Jones isn't going to be there next year, and Chris Jones is going to want a goddamn bag. Chris Jones will get that bag.
That is a good point. And I'm not trying to shit on the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs' defense has been good. One thing with Purdy I'll say, though, is if the Chiefs get ahead, that's going to be trouble for the Niners. The Niners they're just not used to playing from behind like that. You know what I mean?
But is it though? We just saw it in the NFC Championship.
And he did things that were like uncharacteristic for him. So he could do it again, but this is a much tougher defense than the Lions. I mean, like you
That
said,
is true.
against the Lions, some of the ways he bailed himself out was he ran. But like you said, they got guys like Carl Loftus. They got some pretty good interior players. The Lions secondary is just terrible. It's just bad. And so I listen. To be clear, I'm not a Purdy hater. To people that are listening out there, I'm not a Purdy hater. I like Purdy. I think he's gonna have a great career. I think his cards are a huge hold. But I do think that like the way he's playing, while he's young at least, they want him to do things a certain way. I mean, he goes to the line with like 3 or 4 plays in his head, and it has to just read the defense, and that's tough, man. that's a tough system. But shout out to him. And this game,
No, it's gonna be yeah. I can't even give a Super Bowl prediction of who's gonna win because I'm really so tossed up between it. It's like I don't. My heart's telling me the Chiefs, and my gambling is telling me the Chiefs because I just see all their plus money and it's Mahomes. But at the same time, that 49ers team, man, they're dangerous. They're dangerous, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I fell off last week, and I got to give props to Tom. He was the only one
I'll give props to Tom.
who picked the Chiefs to beat the Ravens out of all of us. He was the only one. And why did he say it? It wasn't anything crazy. It was the Brady rule. I'm not betting against Brady with points. I'm not betting against Mahomes with points. And I'm following that same pattern this week, bro. I'm not betting against Mahomes with points. No way.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I don't know if I can. I think I might, like I said, I think I'm sticking to these player props. I don't know if I'm doing any money line bets. I'm too scared.
I don't blame you, man. You got some nice props.
I'm not as confident as I was when Brady played Mahomes. That one all day, I was like, oh, I'm betting Tom Brady. Oh yeah, they're gonna. I was confident in that one. This one, no, I'm not confident at all. I'm staying away.
Fair enough.
All right, so we're going to go into our top 5 of the week, and then we're going to head on out of here because I need to get some rest if you guys hear my cough. Sal the pal, what took you so long to get in here, bro? Well, just in time, though, because at number 5, we have the Puka Nakua Silver Prism Auto. This is one of the key sets out of the hit parade. Anything Puka is hot. It's hot right. Oh my god. Anything Puka is hot right now. Love Puka. Savage player. Savage card. We just got his gold kaboom sold for our boy Iceman. Shout out to Mike. At number 4, we have the 2022 Don Russ Optic Patrick Mahomes Downtown PSA 9. This came from our case at hit parades. Absolute sick card here too, in my opinion. I just love downtown, especially the Donruss optics with the laser pattern. At number 3, we have the Justin Herbert Black RPA to 99. I think Herbert right now is still going to be a pretty solid buy in the off season with Harbaugh. I think that team makes a nice little comeback. I've been hearing rumors too that Saquon might go to the Chargers, so yeah, watch out. And at number 2, we have the Anthony Richardson Silver Prism Auto. I think Anthony Richardson's also a nice solid buy. And then at number 1 for Sal, the pal, PSA 9, 2023, Tyler's Finest Corbin Carroll Auto Gold from our Hit Parade Baseball Edition inaugural case. Absolute sick card. Sal, we were not drinking from the same straw. No. He might have drugged me or something, but we were not drinking. Yeah. I'm okay. We might have been drinking from the same straw. Jesus Christ, bro. I get worked up. I start coughing. This is terrible. I'm not. It's only the cough. Everything else is fine. It's just goddamn cough. All right. Let me take a sip of my drink. All right. I got a little bit worked up there at the end. So if you're watching on YouTube, come check us out on Facebook at Card Breakers. The link is in the description. If you are watching as well, subscribe, leave a comment, like. It's always appreciated. If you are on Facebook, we always appreciate the Facebook Nation. Always much love for you guys. Any parting words, Chris?
No, man, this was fun as usual. Exciting time for NBA. The Super Bowl's here. Baseball's around the corner. Pretty exciting time for sports. Pretty exciting time for the hobby. I'm with it, man. I'm pumped.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace out, Card Breaker Nation.
Deuces.